Heyo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Heyo. Welcome to another episode of IoT Nuggets. We're glad you could join us. I'm Doug Cohen from M10 Social. I am joined by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Steve Brummer from the BHIoT Group, everybody.
Yay. Yay. Come on, applause, guys. Come on. Really? Seriously?
Big round of applause for Mr. Steve Brummer.
Obviously not paying Dermot and Dave enough.
Well, hey, that's your department.
Hey.
And thank you, everybody, for joining. Once again, a little housekeeping before we get to our special guests and where we're going to go with this today. BHIOTgroup.com up there in the corner. That's the website. You can click on that and reach out to Steve Brummer, John Hubler, and the rest of the BHIoT Group team to talk about your IoT deployment strategy, how to get it to market, how to bring it to market, and also make sure you connect with us on LinkedIn as well as YouTube, and you can view all the rest of the IoT Nuggets where we talk about what's going on in the Internet of Things space. And we are joined, speaking of all the nuggets, today's nugget, we are joined by Dermot and Dave from Taoglas. Dermot is the co-CEO and Dave is the CTO, and you can reach them at their website at taoglas.com, just like it's spelled right there on the screen. So thank you for joining us today, gentlemen.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that Taoglas is an end-to-end solution provider in the IoT space, and they're going to talk a little bit more about their offering and all the things they do. So I'm going to pass that on to you, Steve, for that discussion. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Doug. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We've been looking forward to this session for a while. So why don't you guys tell the world about Taoglas. I'm surprised if anybody in the IoT space hasn't heard about you guys, but tell us a little bit about Taoglas and what you're doing in the IoT space.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks for having us and for the compliment. Yeah, as you said, we're in business 17 years. So now we say we implement digital transformation via IoT. So what does that mean? So we've been known for all those years as an antenna and RF provider. And throughout that time, we've added more and more services and capability to now be able to implement end-to-end services. But what we do today is we offer customers, it's more of an a la carte menu of what it is they need to get their product to market. So that can be still something as simple as which antenna should I use and how should I implement it for the best IoT performance, all the way to the entire end-to-end solution from soup to nuts.
And so, Dave, when you look at the full spec design solutions that you guys do and your engineering capabilities, when do people use you? When do they come to you? You know, how do they use you in situations?
There's a couple different methods, kind of like how Dermot was saying, since we're a soup to nuts type of thing. Some people will come to us at the very beginning. They're picking antennas. They know that they got a concept, and then they may or may not discover as they're picking just the antenna that they need to do the whole ecosystem. And, you know, if you look at like maker spaces and things like that, it seems like it's really easy. All you do is you make a phone call and you send some data. But it turns out that making a phone call and sending some data isn't that simple. And then once you've sent that data, you've got to have somewhere to receive that data. And then once you've received that data, you've still got to put it on some sort of dashboard. And we offer all those things, and we offer them all either as individual options. So you could have your own IoT device talking to our cloud instance. It could be talking to our dashboards. You could just buy the hardware from us and have it point towards your dashboards, things like that. So it depends on where you come in, and then we help you. The other thing that we've been helping people out tremendously and where we've got traction is everybody's known us for the last 17 years as their antenna provider. So you don't have to go through all the nightmares that you would associate with type approvals and going through all the testing and finding all the noise on the boards. We've done that, and they know we can do it.
So can you give us an example of a company, Dermot, that comes to you looking for a solution and how it affects that business and how you participate in their overall strategy?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that this morning because we have so many examples. We've done tens of thousands of projects, and some save lives and save the lives of animals, etc. But my personal favorite is still Big Belly Solar. Believe it or not, it's a dream. If somebody told you like 20 years ago that we'd be connecting trash cans, and it's not only are we still connecting trash cans, it's just scaled to such a huge extent. We've actually we acquired a company this year that does a smart sensor for trash can collection as well, and the impact on their business on the end customer, which is usually a municipality, is the cost savings and the increased efficiency that it brings to their business. So what you have now is you have trash trucks that only collect trash cans that are full, and not only does that happen, the trash cans also help you decide what the best route is for the driver to take in order to save on fuel and also on drive time, which helps with their insurance costs and all across the board. And I've heard some people saying, oh, but all this stuff is taking away people's jobs with automation and having less drivers on the road. No, all businesses are under-resourced. We need to reallocate our people into areas that make more sense for the business. Like, we could hire another 1,000 engineers tomorrow, but we don't have the budget, and we wouldn't be able to find them fast enough. It'd probably take us years. So we all need to allocate our resources, use our resources in a better way. And these devices and these solutions increase efficiencies in business, allow businesses to do that. So they just make us faster, smarter, cheaper across the board. And trash cans is a great example. I think it's an easy one for us to understand. Everyone gets it. And I think it just gets people into that thought process. Oh, okay, if they did it with the trash can, how can I apply that to my business?
Yep. And Dave, tell the audience a little bit about some of the large challenges, some of the biggest challenges you've had to deal with clients.
Oh, well, we look at every challenge as an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So,
you sure you're not in sales, Dave?
No, I mean, realistically, most of the challenges that you wind up coming into is that people tend to underestimate the hardware effort. So people think that you could create a schematic for an IoT type device in a couple of weeks. You could have the layout in a couple of weeks, and then you're off to the races. And it's not that simple. Like I said, we go through all the stuff where we're doing the RSE, which is based on the power supply and things like that. There's all sorts of noise sources. Collecting all the sensor data may create noise sources and things like that. We make that simple for people, and because we do make it so simple for people, people tend to underestimate the effort that it is. That's where we see a lot of the bang for the buck. And then the next part is when you actually get to the cloud instance and you create the dashboard. Everybody has some vision of a dashboard, but those visions of dashboards really take quite a lot of effort to collate all that data and bring it in and make it available for everybody to use. And that's another place where we really shine.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to get your perspective on what's going on in the industry, but also to get a lot more information about Taoglas and why people who are watching IoT Nuggets around the world should pick up the phone and call you guys at Taoglas. So again, thanks Dermot and Dave for joining us. And Doug, back to you.
Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you, gentlemen, Dermot and Dave. That was very informative, very insightful. I kind of like the angle of, flipping it around and letting people know that the technology is not going to replace people. It's just going to make it easier and better for people to run their companies. So I think that was something that resonated with me, which I think is a very powerful message for what you guys are doing. And having said all that, thank you to all of you out there joining us on IoT Nuggets for this episode. And if you own a company and are doing things in the IoT space, if you're a subject matter expert in IoT and want to join us on the show, let us know. We'd love to have you. Make sure that you visit taoglas.com. That's Dermot and Dave's website for their company, and you can reach out and see what they're up to. And make sure you go to bhiotgroup.com to connect with Steve Brummer, John Hubler, and the rest of the BHIoT Group team. And with that said, we'll see you all on the next episode right here on IoT Nuggets. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.